So
But it was a huge part of it.
Did you get out of it more at a certain point, or did you just kind of stay with it?
I was always hardcore until about junior year, and I took a little break, finding myself, figuring out myself, you know, and maybe by just a couple years later, I was right back into it. So I took a small break, but in that break time, I wasn't anti-skating. I wasn't an anti-skater. I wasn't bashing rollerblading or anything like that. In fact, I had a trampoline, and I was just still practicing all my rollerblade moves on my trampoline. So it was almost just like I just was not actually rollerblading, but I was still practicing it in some ways. I still would put my feet in certain positions like I was doing grinds when I would be hanging out with my friends. It was almost like I couldn't let it go no matter what. And eventually one of my homies just was like, you got to get back into it, gave me some skates again, and that was probably 2003.
Okay.
But I think it's healthy to take a break sometimes. You have to figure out, you're growing, you're figuring stuff out. It's one thing if you're totally jaded and you're like, you quit out of anger. I was just confused. I'm just like, what am I doing with my life? I think I still rollerblade. Yeah, I like it, but yeah.
But so that was like
That was
20
it.
years ago. You've been going hard with it ever since then?
Yeah, there has been never a break after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No other breaks after that. So it's just like a little high school.
What else has your life consisted of aside from being a passionate rollerblader?
Man, dude, that's a heavy question. Lots of things have happened. Let's see. Well, you know, life got crazy for a little bit for me, and I used to kind of hustle a little bit. Did a little trapping.
Okay.
And I'm not proud of it so much, but it's over. You know, just small time in like Boston, so that's what I had to do to get by for a little bit. And like my family knows about it and all that. It's not like a secret to them or anything.
What were you doing out in Boston though, besides trapping?
Skating, just hanging out with the friends, trying to find girls, and I always lived in apartments with like tons of guys. So it was always at these crazy houses with parties going on.
Inline houses?
Yeah, inline houses, and it would be like a traveling come and go house where skaters could come from all across the U.S. and stay there.
Were you stashing drugs inside your inline skates?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a great place to hold them. Can I pull up a skate real quick?
For sure, yeah.
Right.
Show me where you would hide drugs if you were a drug dealer right now.
Okay, so this is a them skate right
Them,
here.
this is like one of the more popular skate brands, right? I saw a video about them, I think, on Complex, right?
Yeah, Brain Dead did the collaboration with them, and this is run by John Julio. It's just like the classic white rollerblade, and you could easily. They're gonna be so mad at me, but who cares? You could easily stash. You can really just like take apart stuff, and you kind of just like fit stuff in between.
Right.
The wheels, or you can take out the bearings. You know, I'm sure skateboarders have done that. You can hide stuff, but I would probably just put it under the liner.
Right. Yeah.
So,
I mean, if the cop really wants to dig around in your sweaty ass foot, I mean, or shoe,
That's
I
up
mean,
to them.
he would probably have to have a lot of suspicion in order to want to do that, right?
yeah, I mean, if the car smells like that, they might go into. I mean, nothing. They're gonna find whatever they want. You can try to have all the hiding spots you want, but if they're ripping apart your car with dogs, they're gonna find it. So it's a good thing to hide your shit, but
I had a
it's best
friend,
not even gonna do anything like that.
I had a friend who was
First
selling
place.
coke, and he was a BMX rider, and he would take the seat off his bike, the seat post. He actually put a quick release bolt thing to hold his seat post in place, which normally BMX riders don't do that. We use like a regular one where you need a wrench to take it off, but he would use the quick release one, and he would keep all of his shit inside the seat post. And I mean, realistically, is a cop ever gonna think of that?
Never.
Probably
No.
not.
Smart, switching that bolt out too to get that quick release.
Yeah,
gotta get in and out quickly.
Good old days. There's a tip for any kids out there who are selling drugs via bike.
Yeah, actually, just don't even sell drugs. It's not even worth it, right?
Yeah. Did
I
you
don't
get
think
any
so.
trouble at any point?
Dude, I got lucky, man. I got lucky. I bailed, dude. They were after me, man.
Really?
They were after me.
They knew you were selling what? Weed, coke?
I never.
E-pills.
No. Let's get this clarified. I don't even think weed is a drug, but in Massachusetts at the time, it was decriminalized. It wasn't even illegal. You could have up to an ounce on you. So I would just, if it was like random cancer patients that needed an ounce, I'm like, oh, this old lady down the street needs to know,
Right.
I don't feel like that's like major drug dealing, but definitely never sold anything like ecstasy, coke, nothing like that. Never. I'm not even. I tried that stuff like a little bit, but never sold it. I only did it like once.
You weren't part. Oh, okay, so you weren't like a serious partier.
No. I'm kind of like a dork, bro. I'm like a geeky guy. I don't even really drink.
Really?
Nah.
Interesting.
Doesn't really. I'm like allergic. What is up with that?
Right. To drinking?
Dude.
What happens when you try to drink? Hives?
Yeah, hives.
Really?
Yeah, well,
Jesus
just like
Christ.
super flush to the point where people be like, dude, that's like, I feel bad for you. Like, why? What's going on with you? Do you
Wow.
drink?
No. I used to. I stopped maybe 3 years ago.
Oh, wow. You haven't had a drink in 3 years?
I'll have a drink here and there, but not really. I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
how
get
I'm
drunk
doing
or
it.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind having a drink, but I also have no desire to have a drink. So I pretty much, even when I go out and people are like, "Oh, let's get a glass of wine," I'm like, "All right, I guess," but I don't really.
Right.
It doesn't really do anything for me at this point.
Yeah, there's no need to get drunk. I like having a drink with a girl or on a date or
Oh, yeah.
with my mom once a year. Oh, it's Christmas. My mom's in town, or I'm going to see my mom. Let's have a glass of wine with my family.
If
That's
I was
about it, though.
single, I think I would probably start drinking some amount, since that just seems like that's what pretty much everybody's doing when they hang out.
Dude, yeah, yeah, you kind of got to do it if you're in the dating scene. You gotta
Yeah.
go to a few bars and.
How'd you end up in California?
Well, it all came from me kind of like running from the East Coast. They
Oh,
were kind of
really?
after me a little bit.
You must have been selling a lot of fucking weed.
Dude, not even a lot. Ounces.
And what year are we talking?
What's the statute of limitations here? Is there
You're
even-
all good. Nobody
okay,
gives a
no one
shit.
cares,
Yeah,
right?
come on. I've had rappers on here talking about things that are terrible.
Right, yeah, okay. So it was like 2014.
Oh,
I
okay.
would just get like a P, couple G's, some OG Kush, probably came from California, and I would
Nice.
just little O's, just nothing. I wasn't trying to be the superstar drug dealer.
You had to connect?
Yeah, I had a few
He
connects.
was mailing it to you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I never took any packages in the mail.
Okay.
But I'm sure they were doing it. I was always that's too much of a risk getting shit shipped to your house, man. That's
I know people who ship pounds of weed out all fucking day.
yeah.
That's just their thing.
Some people are still into it and that's how they're making money. I just lost the drive to just sell weed. Like just not for me anymore. I respect that people want to get their money, but I don't feel like it's the best way. You're better off just doing something like you did. Do BMX stuff, get your stores going, and do a podcast and
Make
just be
some
legit.
content.
Yeah, make some content.
Yeah. Well,
It's
these
just-
days selling weed is like totally on the up and up.
Yeah, it's not even a big deal.
But if I was going to sell weed, I would still be trapping weed, because doing it legal, it's not easy to make money.
Yeah, there's so many hoops you have to jump
Taxes,
through right now.
restrictions. I heard they don't even let you write off your employees and shit. So
Is that true?
yeah, like tax wise, you're like not really allowed to like use any of your expenses like you would in any other business. All right, guys, so the No Jumper Clips channel right here. Make sure you subscribe. We just blasted past 30,000 subscribers. Our next goal is 50,000 subscribers. Please help us out and hit that red button. Thank you.